Hey guys, I am back, and finally, feels like it's been forever since I made a video, and I've had a couple of people go, "Are you okay? What's going on? Are you going to be making videos soon?" All the normal, and I appreciate all those questions because it lets me know that I haven't been forgotten in the crafty community, which means a lot to me because I don't feel like I make a difference. Does that make sense? So, we've all heard me talk about my anxiety and my depression, and it all just kind of stinks, and I gotta deal with it the way I need to personally deal with it. And it's a battle that I'm gonna face every day, so I don't want to say, well, I've been battling it, because that's not true. It's a battle that I go through every single day, and some days are better than others, and some days are worse than others. But we've also been going through the lovely change of becoming teenagers in my household. I officially now have 2 teenagers in my house. Both are female, and both are going through their changes. Now, I don't want to exclude any of the gentlemen who actually watch my channel, so I don't want you to feel like I'm leaving you out, but this is a department you don't kind of sort of really understand because you don't go through it. Both of my girls started their lovely cycles and into womanhood a month apart. So it's been kind of insane in my house because, like, I don't know, I'm a very, normally, let me rephrase this, because a lot has changed. I am normally a very calm, cool, collective type of person when it comes to my time. And so, like, a lot of my family doesn't even realize when it's my time because it just kind of comes and goes and does its thing. Whereas my girls are experiencing the, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry at the drop of a hat, but I don't know why I'm crying because the hat dropped, and I'm going to rip your face off because you looked at my shoe, and I've never experienced any of this before, which is why I'm kind of chit-chatting with all of you guys about it. And, yeah, it's a lot to take in. So, like, trying to explain to the girls, because, and I expect them to come ask me questions. Like, I'm glad that they come and ask me questions, but, like, I try to explain to them, you guys got to remember, I'm experiencing this for the first time, too. This is my first time dealing with a soon-to-be 14-year-old. This is my first time dealing with Brianna as a 13-year-old. This is my first time experiencing them both having cycles. And of course, if you women have lived with other women or have daughters yourself, you know that the cycles all, for some reason, run at like the exact same time. Which sucks. Like, why? Why is that necessary? So, Brianna, who just turned 13, will start like on a Wednesday, just as an example. And again, guys, if you want to turn this off, I understand, because this is just kind of me chit-chatting and asking questions from fellow women who might be able to give me advice, because I don't know what to do. I have no idea. I'm completely at a loss, and I've been dealing with this now. This has started since November. And it seems like with each month going by, it's getting a hair worse than it was the month before. So, Brianna will start like on a Wednesday. Alyssa will then start on Thursday, and I will start on Saturday. So all 3 of us at the exact same time have hormones that are going AWOL and crazy. And like I used to be like this mellow, nobody even knew what was going on, and now all of a sudden I'm like ready to rip everyone's head off. Like, just don't talk to me. Just leave me alone. Just leave it be. I don't know what your problem is. I don't care what your problem is. I just need to be left alone because it's going to make me angry. And Brianna is the same way, she's vocal like I am. Like, I'm not a fighter with my fist. I use my words, and Brianna's the same way, so we tend to say things that are hurtful, that we mean in the moment, but we didn't actually mean it. Does that make sense? And then you've got little Alyssa, who is the oldest, but she's the smallest. Does that make sense too? So she's smaller than Brianna. She's tiny as a green bean, but she's very, very quiet. And not that that's a bad thing, but it worries me because I see the signs of depression in her. And I don't know how to do, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to help her pull herself out of that. And I want to, but her biggest problem right now and her biggest battle right now is someone that she has trusted since birth, she feels very betrayed by. So I sort of feel like all of my chances of her trusting me have kind of just gone out the window. My relationship with my stepdaughters, and I hate referring to them as that because I don't view them that way, is not as tight-knit as it is with my younger two, which it's to be expected. They're not my daughters. They both are aware that they're not my daughters. I don't treat them any differently than I do from the younger two, but I do. Does that make sense? Like, if Brianna gets water all over the floor and doesn't clean it up, I'm going to go tell her to clean it up, and why would you do that? Whereas if Scarlett leaves water all over the floor and doesn't clean it up, I'm going to hand her a towel and instruct her on how to do it. Does that make sense? Like, I've tried to explain to the girls, it's not because I love you less, I love them more, it's your ages. Like, you should have enough common sense that if you spill a cup of water on the floor, you should be able to clean it up. Scarlett is getting to the point at 5 years old where common sense is starting to set in, where she knows, uh-oh, I spilt my milk on the table, I need to go get a towel and clean it up. Now, is she the best at cleaning? No, she's 5. So, yeah, the table gets sticky. Whereas Brianna is 13, I would expect her to know to go grab the sponge, put a little bit of soap, clean it off, wipe it down, things like that. So the girls and I are going through this lovely phase of, I don't know how to explain it. They're going through that mentality of, I love the little ones more because they're mine than I love my older girls because they're not mine. And I try to keep, like, my personal life off of YouTube. I try to keep it away from, you know, media in any way, shape, or form. Like, I don't share any of this, like, on Facebook or YouTube or anything. I don't share that in any of my avenues, but I feel stuck right now. And you guys have been such an amazing support group for me that I don't know where else to go. Does that make sense? So if you guys have any advice on what to do with girls that are going through cycles that are 9 months apart and stepdaughters that are going through cycles who are 9 months apart, like, is there something that I can do differently? Is there something that I can change about me to make this process easier? Because I've sat them down and I've talked to them and I'm like, you know, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. When we're all at that time, it's going to suck for everyone in the house. That's just the way it is. We're all going to cry at the drop of a hat. We're all going to be mad because you looked at my shoe wrong and whatever other ridiculous things that we can come up with to be emotional about. But at the same time, the flip side to that is we have to keep in mind that we still have to be in control of our emotions. Like, we still have to be in control of our hormones. And I don't know how to explain that in a way that they will understand what I'm trying to say. Because right now, everything I say to them, I'm just attacking them. That's basically what they've told me. That's how they feel. Everything I say is an attack on them, and I'm basically telling them that everything they're doing is wrong, which is not how I want to come across. So, these last 2 months, my depression has basically hit rock bottom. and again, not trying to get too personal, but I feel like this is, you know, a safer avenue than paying someone $500 an hour to go, and how does that make you feel? If I knew how it made me feel, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? But it's gotten bad. And, so that's why I haven't been on. I literally have not crafted. Like, paper crafting just makes me angry right now. Crafting in general just makes me really upset. Wow, this was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm sorry, guys. Give me just a second. I feel like I failed. The fact that my girls believe for a split second that I don't love them. That hurts. And I don't know what to do about it. So, I started thinking back to what got me crafting to begin with. What are my roots? What do I know? And for those of you, and I'm sorry, if you guys are new, hi. Because I've had a couple new subbies come in and join my channel. And I'm sorry, it's kind of like an emotional... Wow. I didn't expect this conversation to go this avenue, but, well, here we are. So, anyways, okay. I went back to my roots, and for those of you who are newer and don't know, like, from the beginning of my adventure, I am a crocheter. I've crocheted since I was 8 years old. As a child, both of my parents are hearing impaired, and they used to fight over, like, everything. So I had really bad anxiety as a child. I would have panic attacks and all that fun stuff, and my grandmother decided, you know what, you need to learn patience, because you need to be patient with yourself, and you need to be patient with your parents, and you need to understand that your parents are not, my parents, and I'm not speaking for every deaf person out there, because it's a false statement, but my parents are not very highly educated. So the things that they would fight about were, like, the dumbest things, like, there's a spot on the spoon. And it would be a huge argument to where the cops would be called, and, like, my whole life was insane. So going to my grandparents' house was like a major calm me down, I get away from chaos. And my grandmother would take a ball of yarn and literally just throw it on the floor and make a hot mess, and it was my job to, from start to finish, make it a nice, neat ball. And at the time, again, being 7 years old, I hated my grandmother for it. Like, I hated going over there because I didn't want to have to do a ball of yarn. And, but I'm grateful for it now because of the fact that it gave me a passion. It gave me something, like, looking back now, I realize, oh my gosh, I started and I finished something. I accomplished something. 7 years old, and I accomplished it. And so I went back to my roots, and I just kind of started crocheting, and I have been for the last 2 months. I've just been, I did milk cartons for Valentine's Day, but that's the only paper crafting I've done at all in, like, I want to say 3 or 4 months, because the last craft I did was the waterless snow globes that I did for Christmas. There was no paper crafting involved. But I fell out of love with paper crafting. And, of course, that made me depressed, because now I walk into my craft room every day, and 80% of it is paper crafting. So, again, like I said, back to my roots. And my friend had a baby in October, and I asked her if there was anything I could create for you, what would it be? And she asked me for a baby blanket. And so this is the baby blanket. don't know if you guys can see. It's pretty large. And I will be completely honest with you, crocheting is something that you will never see me do on YouTube. You'll only see like my finished projects, and that's because all of the patterns that I do, I cannot take credit for. None of them are my patterns. So I can show you what I've accomplished, I can show you what I've done, but I can't take credit for any of them. I don't have, I don't know, maybe someday I will, but like, as of today, I have no desire to make patterns or create my own things or anything like that. I go on Pinterest, I go on Ravelry, I go on YouTube and create things. So that blanket that I just showed you is called the Lacy Baby Blanket, and it's by Bag O'Day Crochet here on YouTube. And if you are a crocheter and you haven't checked her out, go check her out. She does like the craziest stuff. It's so pretty. Like all the purses that she makes and everything else. Bag O'Day Crochet. And then I have this whole cute little box here of stuff that I made because Scarlett decided, you know what? I need play food for my tea parties. So this is what I've been doing. I've been making Scarlett cute little play toys for her tea parties. Now, my only problem, because I didn't think about this beforehand, is I'm kind of a one and done type of person. Which is the reason why I don't think I could ever, like, create a pattern and actually sell it, like, sell what I made on, like, you know, Etsy or anything like that, because I'll create it once and then I'm done with it. I've moved on. I want to do something different. Because I swear I have ADHD, but only in crafting. So, I made this one, but I have 4 children, so I have to make 3 more like this. This pattern was by Twinkie Chan TV. She is also here on YouTube. And if you are, like, obsessed with food, you should totally check out her channel. She does, like, the craziest, weirdest, coolest things I've ever seen. Where, like, she has a scarf that looks like bacon. Or French toast. Or eggs. And it's a scarf. Like, it's not something I would personally wear, but I think it's really stinking cute. But this one is her pumpkin pie tissue holder. So I, of course, hers is like half the size, and then she's got a little slot and you can put, you know, your little tissues in there to throw in your purse. I wanted to make an actual pie, but mine looks like it's overflowing from the crust. So I'm going to try to work on how to not make it look like that. But yeah, this is her pumpkin pie by Twinkie Chan TV. She's also here on YouTube. And I also got this pattern from her, which she uses on a headband. So I made this part wider as well, because hers is like half the size, because she puts them on headbands and wears them on her head, which again for her is really stinking cute. I could never pull it off, so I give her a lot of kudos, because I couldn't, there's no way I could pull that off and make it look cute. So yeah. But there's the blue and white frosting and the cherry. So I thought that was really cute. And then, let's see, what else do we got here? We have a mini cupcake, which, again, this is operator error. The bottom string here, the worsted weight on it, I don't think, well, I know it's not, because I can tell by the feel of it. It's not as thick as the pink or the white, so it came out a lot smaller than it should have. Does that make sense? Scarlett cracks me. She goes, Mommy, it looks like my cupcake has a butt. Because it's very rounded instead of cupcake-like-ish. So, anywho, I'm going to try this one again to see if I can do it differently and better with a different type of yarn. But this pattern was by Happy Berry Crochet, and she is also here on YouTube. And apples. So I use the same worsted weight, same crochet hook, and as you can see, they came out differently. I don't know how I do that. Like I know it's my tension. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong in my tension, or how to adjust it to where that doesn't happen. So I love to crochet. I just don't understand a lot about crochet in order to fix that. But anywho, Scarlett wanted the red one so it could be a poisonous apple from Snow White, and Jonah wanted a green one because it has to be a boy color. I thought red was a boy color, but apparently I was mistaken. And that one is from... Actually, she is not on YouTube. It's a... I found her on Pinterest, and it's called Planet June. Her name is June Gilbank, and I got that pattern from her off of Pinterest. And the mini macaroons are from a farmhouse full, and she's also here on YouTube. But when I checked out her channel, it's more of like a blog about being a stay-at-home mommy, and this was the only crochet pattern I found from her, so I was a little disappointed because she did an awesome job and made it very easy to understand and follow along, so I was really hoping that she was going to do more, but I didn't see any. Again, same yarn, same crochet hook, and as you can see, I did Scarlett's first, Jonah's second, and his came out way smaller. So I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But that's twice now. But Jonah needed a blue one because he needs a boy color. So I gotta make 2 more of those, 2 more apples, and pretty much 3 of everything else. The strawberry was also from Happy Berry Crochet. So I gotta make more of those. Alyssa asked for one specifically because she loves strawberries, so I gotta make her one of those. And donut. Scarlett says she needs a donut to go with her coffee, which I'll show you here in just a second. So I was actually pretty proud of how this one came out. This one, I made sure to write, do you see this list? I made sure to write everyone down so I can remember to give everyone credit because I'm really, really bad about that, and we all know this. The donut was by MJ Carlos, also here on YouTube. And then my favorite, I have to say, I am most proud of my coffee cup. Well, okay. It's supposed to be a teacup pincushion, is what it's labeled as on her video. And this was done by Tracy Beebe, and it's B-E-E-B-B-E. So like the bumblebee and then the word bee. Does that make sense? It's supposed to be a teacup pincushion, which I totally thought was cute. So I had it going, and I made it, and I was all proud of myself, and I went to hand it to Scarlett, and she wanted marshmallows. Yeah, I go, so you have hot cocoa with a tea bag? She goes, but Mommy, the tea bag's not in it, so it's not tea. Well, for 5 years old, sometimes you're too doggone smart. That is true, the tea bag's not in it, so is it really tea inside? So I put a couple marshmallows in there for her, so now she has her marshmallow cocoa with tea bag cup. That's what she calls it. And I have to make Jonah one in blue, I think he said he wanted. So, I went, like I said, I went back to my roots, and quite honestly, I have to admit that by doing this, I have wanted to get back into paper crafting again. But not so much like making the mini albums and the stuff that I've already done. I want to learn how to do art journaling and mixed media and watercoloring. So I have a close to my heart haul that I just put up, and I got a couple of watercoloring stuff from them, so I'm very, very, very excited to try that because I don't know what I'm doing, and it's new, and that's scary. So, wish me luck on that one. And I'll be sharing those with you guys as well as time goes on, because I miss being on YouTube. I miss being, not so much like hearing myself talk and making the videos and, oh, look what I can do, but the camaraderie. I miss the companionship and the talking and the, you know, someone just leaving a comment going, hey, good to see ya, and that just be it, or hey, I like what you did. I miss that interaction with everybody, so I knew that getting on here would be the first step of getting over all the craziness that I talked about in the beginning. So, I hope that makes sense to everybody. Well, we also have Teacher Appreciation coming up. And I don't know why, but all of a sudden decided needed to make something for every teacher in the school, which I also did for Christmas and also for Halloween. And I think a lot of it has to do with, like, because I give certain things to, like, Jonah and Scarlett to give to their teachers because they only have one teacher. Whereas, like, Brianna and Alyssa have 6 to 7 teachers, and I don't want them to be looked at as, like, the brown nosers of the group by giving their teachers a gift that's not from them, it's from me. So I just decided to eliminate that whole process. I would just make something for everybody. So, there's 115 members on the staff, including, you know, janitors, the crossing guards, the whole nine. I wanted to make sure nobody was left out. So I asked for a head count, and it was 115. And so I did Halloween that way, I did Christmas that way, and I'm going to do teacher appreciation that way. Except for Jonah and Scarlett are going to get a little extra to give to their teachers. Because right now when you're in kindergarten and you're in 2nd grade, that's really cute. You know what I mean? But you start getting into the 5th and 6th grade and it's not so cute anymore because then all the kids start making fun of you. But Jonah's teacher loves pirates. Anything to do with pirates. So I crocheted this guy. Yeah, can you see him? His little bandana. And his one leg longer than the other, so he has a limp. So, and this pattern, you find her on YouTube, and also on, is it pronounced Ravelry, I think? But the channel is Yarn Yard here on YouTube, and she has some amazing patterns, and I absolutely, like, there's been quite a few patterns of hers that I've taken and done and given to Scarlett or whatever, but this one is going to go to Jonah's teacher. And then we have the snowman, who is not done yet. He's just a ploof. It's just a body so far. I've got his little arm going over here. I haven't finished him yet because I just realized that my sister-in-law's birthday is coming. Well, as of today, it is past, but we see her tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure I had her project done because I have until May 3rd to get this guy done. And this snowman is by Crochet, I think it's Key. It's Crochet K-I 88. The number is 88. So in her videos, she doesn't speak English, but she has captioning on her videos. And it's like, I'm assuming the correct captioning because everything has come together perfectly so far. So thank goodness for that, because have you guys ever watched, like, for those of you who make videos, have you ever put the captioning on one of your videos just to see what would come up? Sometimes when I'm really down, I turn on the captions on one of my videos, and it's like blooper reel 101. It is so funny. In one of my videos, I'm talking about something along the lines of what I did to the canvas, and my captions come up and say how I, like, stole a Honda or something. It's just so funny. The captions are way off. But anywho, so her captions are on there correctly. And if anybody knows how to correct the captions on there, let me know, because I'm still wanting to do the sign language on my channel. I still haven't figured out how to do that, but I'm still interested in doing that. So if I can do closed captioning for my deaf audience, I would love to start there and then eventually get into the actual sign language videos where I can actually communicate with them through my hands and explain what I'm doing while talking to you guys. Okay, and the last guy, who I had to, like, script together really quick because I realized, oh my gosh, it's my sister-in-law's birthday. And have any of you seen, oh my goodness, I totally just forgot what the name of the movie was. Galaxy. Totally just forgot what his name, not his name, but what the movie is. Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy. And there is a character in there, if you have seen it, you know who I'm talking about. His name is Groot. He's this humongous, like, tree. And there's a point where they show him when he's little, and he's dancing to Michael Jackson, ABC, and it's the cutest thing in the world. And this pattern also comes from Twinkie Chan TV on YouTube. And I created Groot. And this is the top of his head. He's a little plant. And he will eventually grow into a humongous tree. And I'm going to try to tip him backwards so you guys can see him without all the rocks falling out. Oop, there goes a couple. That's alright. So there's Groot, and she absolutely loves him, so she has one in her office right now who actually does, like, the actual, like, little dance and everything. So I thought I would just make her an extra one for her, you know, little collection that she's got going. So that's going to get delivered to her tomorrow. So that's what I've been up to. A lot of back to my roots and getting me back into the I want to craft and I miss what I do and I can't be angry with it anymore. And I didn't think it would work, but it actually did. It got me back into, oh, well, what can I do over here? What can I do over here? Let me do this. Let me try this. Which is how it started to begin with. So hopefully I will be back into doing projects really soon and getting my butt back in gear to being myself again. So, and I feel it's coming. It's coming slowly, and it's been a very long, slow process, which sometimes it takes a while. So yeah, for those of you who wanted to know where I am, here I am, and I'm sorry, but it's just been a really rough, like, law patch the last couple of months, and all of my ranting and oh woe was me in the beginning should hopefully kind of explain why and where and what, for goodness sake. But I do want to share, because I am going to be doing a project, because like I said, doing all this crocheting has gotten me, again, bored with crocheting, so now I have to do something else, because my ADHD has kicked in. And, oh, you guys can't even see that, can you? Just kidding. Let me zoom out just a hair. Don't mind my messy desk. Okay, you see that big ol' L right there? This is also for my friend who just had a baby. And the baby's name is Lily, and I will leave it there because I don't know if she wants me to announce the rest of the name. But her name is Lily, and she found a friend of hers got a letter for her daughter's name, and it's like chalkboard with, it looks like a used chalkboard with a bunch of cute little sayings, and then like the baby's name, and day of birth, and time of birth, and weight, and length, and cute little baby quotes, and all that fun stuff. So we're going to do that. It is, it's raw wood, and you can get this at Hobby Lobby for $12.99, but I used my 40% off coupon, and I painted it with 2 layers of chalkboard paint by American Crafts, and I got this at Tuesday Morning for $4.99, and I have to say, I am really impressed with how well this paint, like, I didn't need to do the second coat, I just did to be, because I was worried about it and decided I needed to. But you get 16.5 fluid ounces for $5. And I went to Tuesday Morning recently, and they still had them. So if you're interested in chalkboard paint in a large amount that is great quality, head to your Tuesday Morning. The SKU number is 1540992. So I was really, really impressed with how this worked out. And I'll talk about that more when we actually get this project going, because that's where I'm going to end this project here. So yeah, fingers crossed. I will be on here soon, because I'm really antsy to get onto this project, but I'm waiting for Mommy to send me quotes that she wants on here versus what was on her friend's letter, because she doesn't want to seem like stalkerish and weird. So she's going to find quotes. She wants quotes from Star Wars and Harry Potter, I think were her 2, because I told her I need 2 quotes, because her friend's letter was an O. So she's got enough, cute little space here, and then she's got 2 big spaces on the side, and then it comes down to a cute little spot again. I only have 1 big spot. I don't have, like, it's not a U where I get double the amount of work. I only get 1 spot to work with. So half of this is already taken up by her name, her date, birthday, her weight, her time of birth, her length, all of that. Half of this is already gone. So I want her to give me a couple of quotes that I can add on, and then I'm going to add like a lily in the corner over here because that's her name, and, maybe a cute little drawn-in flower. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. So again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and for reminding me that people out there care and I'm not alone in my little journey. I love each and every one of you for it. And if you don't comment and you're not on my Facebook, don't feel bad. I love you too. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. I know that over the last couple months I've had quite a few people, you know, contact me and be like, are you okay? What's going on? You know? So I just wanted to address that. I'm not going to say I'm fine, because that's a lie. I'm okay. I'm going to end that there. I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm still kicking. I'm too stubborn to do anything stupid, even though I think it sometimes. I don't actually see me ever following through with anything my brain tells me to do. So, yeah. On that note, I have to go get ready to pick up my chitlins, and the weekend's coming. We're going to go see hubby's sister tomorrow for her birthday at the Renaissance Fair, and yeah, life is going pretty good right now. Like, today, in this moment, we're okay. Yesterday, not so hot. Today, better day. So we're going to hope for more better days, and I will be seeing you guys soon. Thank you again so much for hanging in there with me, joining my journeys, and just, like, I can't even begin to explain how much I appreciate you guys being my support system. People who don't know me, people from all across the world. The friendship that is gained is unexplainable and totally appreciated. So, okay. We'll be doing this soon. I hope. I gotta wait for Mom. Alright. Love you guys, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye.